The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. HBP Construction and Consulting. Moe's Pizza. Bucks Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana. CoSource Financial Group.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
It's like that magic, baby. Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good show for you all tonight. 7:30, the head coach of the Riverside Rebels, the 2025 Division IV Select State Champions, Coach Lee Roussell is going to join us right here. And then at 8:05, two-time winning state championship quarterback, 2024 Hash It Out Show Player of the Year, and he's definitely in the runnings for 2025 Hash It Out Show Player of the Year. The one and only Edna Call QB, John Hollywood Johnson will be here with us tonight on this show. VK Jones, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show, all social media platforms. We are on X, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we are on JB the Sports Guy on your YouTube. And it's good to be here tonight. I don't know if it's our last show of 2025 in your opinion, but this is okay. All right, thank you for the confirmation. This is our last show of 2025. And I hope everybody's having happy holidays. And before we go any further, a special, and you can see I've been kind of running like crazy today. A special happy birthday going to my mom. My mother celebrated her birthday today. She celebrates 82 years old, and we took her to some places today and made sure
some places. Woo, places with an S, yes.
Well, it was kind of like that, and then no VK don't really have all the money in the world, but at the same time,
all that now.
I'm sometimes it's the little things that counts, and me and my daughter decided to bless her today on her 82nd birthday, took her somewhere to eat and gave her cake and stuff like that. So we just finished singing happy birthday, so that's why I'm kind of running. But regardless of the fact, happy birthday to my mother. I love her very, very much. So appreciate it. I know you love her too, like as much as I love your mom.
Yeah, man, your mama still be whooping that.
Your mom too.
She don't.
As much as mom be getting on you, dog. I'm telling you, if my mom get on me, I know your mom get on you. Trust me. Them phone calls going on with the stadium, you know how that go. Be like, so trust me. we in the same boat, brother. But your mom means very, very well. Straight up, I'm just being honest, and I appreciate her really helping me out and doing what I have to do. And I know you appreciate my mom, but just she really appreciates you to just not just to kind of keep me straight, but to help my daughter as well. So you know, it's very great day for her.
Definitely, man. Hope your mama enjoying her 82nd birthday, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Real
Yes.
talk. Real talk. All right. Football season has come and gone already, just like that. You know, we be waiting for it to get here, and then it just leaves us so fast. And we had a lot of great memories this season, VK Jones. And I'm gonna start with you. What was you name a memory? I name a memory. You name a memory. I name a memory. We go back and forth, naming some good memories this year. What's one of your favorite memories from this 2025 football season of LHSAA football?
Well, since we started off on the football side and the LHSA side, one of my favorite memories, you can say, how I can start it off with how the Hash It Out show has really came up this year as a brand and as a platform of what we have overcome this year. And this is our third year with the broadcast, fourth year together as a platform. And this was the most challenges we have ever faced as a conglomerate, and we had to overcome a whole lot to just really get where we needed to get. From the sponsorships, and the sponsorships were unbelievable this year. Big ups to the sponsors who supported us despite of what was going on. So they stuck with us in everything, regardless of the fact. But it was a lot of challenges between stadium availability, school availability. It was a lot of stuff we had to deal with this year. And for us to overcome that and still had the best game lineup we have had in the 3 years we have been on YouTube. It's been amazing stuff. And I'm very, very proud of what we have accomplished this year. I'm very, very proud. And the numbers continue to go up each year, but this has been pretty much our peak year. I know we still got another year, but at the same time, each year has been bigger and better. This year is right now our peak, and we're looking to go higher in year four because we went from first year being audio only and averaging over 1,500 to maybe 2,000 views to year two going from
I don't know, maybe a little less than that, but for the
yeah,
audio, maybe a little less than that.
let's go, audio was 500. I'm gonna say 500 to 1,500 a
I'm gonna say
game.
500, 800.
500, 800.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with the people. 500
Yeah.
to 800 people,
Yes.
and it was not bad of a start. Then it grew when we went to video stream, and we went from 500, 800 to 1,000 to maybe 3,000 views, and it kept growing and growing and growing with our numbers, and then the playoffs, it kept increasing. This season, and I think people knew where we was, and people who stuck with us, but then people started spreading the word because our podcast was starting to grow too, because we were starting to get a high audience each week because different fan bases were coming through, including our usual people. And then on top of that, when we started booking the games left and right, and thank goodness the majority of the games we had booked came through, but some we had to change it. But at the same time, thank goodness we changed it at a time we did, and it wasn't really last minute. And we got them in, got them done, and it had high marks, and it was amazing from that. We thank all the schools that really participated with us this year. And then on top of that, man, the games we had, and I the JB bias, what's big bias? D boy, you're funny, dude. Um, when I look at it, is the fact that each game we had was, we didn't have too many blowouts this year. That was the biggest thing. We did not have too many blowouts. We had a lot of close competitive ball games. and a lot of them came down to the wire. I think out of our 24 games this year, we had about at least maybe eight, seven, eight walk-offs, as in moments in the last seconds that was telling the tale of the tape. It could be a last minute touchdown, a field goal, or a defensive stop that changed the whole game, or a sequence that happened late in the fourth quarter that proved to be the ball game. We had some thrillers this year, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished, including our biggest stream ever with St. Aug and John Curtis. So we are moving forward in a great direction now.
You tell VK memory, boy, he give a 7 minute breakdown of it. I
Did
got
I get 7 minutes? Oh my God, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
bro.
JB.
Yeah, bro. You gave 7 minutes of it, bro. 7 minutes
I'm sorry.
breakdown.
I should have kept it up 4. I'm sorry, bro. It just a fact when it toggles, it's like that.
Nah,
Go ahead, bro.
it's just a VK thing. That's all. It's a VK thing.
Yes, sir.
One of mine is I don't think we're ever gonna hear the end of VK yelling too much, and I love VK's spirit. I don't think we're ever gonna ever hear hear it in. It's just gonna something that's gonna be forever with us. VK be yelling, man. VK exciting. Just let them go at it. But it's VK style of calling a game that he has done for over a decade, and that's his style, ladies and gentlemen. And we gonna let VK have his style. We are not going to let VK change his style, because that is VK Jones. That is him, ladies and gentlemen. And he knows some gonna love it, some not. But to see it in the chat this year, excuse me, to see it in the chat this year, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, it was just crazy and so people like, man, I'm gonna mute this. Man, go ahead, VK, do your thing. It was something in the chat. We never saw it in the chat till this year, man. But that is going to go on for forever. As long as VK is here with the Hash It Out Show, calling the Hash It Out Show games, it's going to be what it is, everybody. And that memory will go on forever. VK Jones, letting you know it could be a 2-yard run. Oh, what a spin move right there for some positive yards or 2.
You have to think, when you go back and look at some of these plays, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why it's exciting. Now, I know every play might not be ESPN top 10, but some you're going to be like, whoa. I'm like, okay, I see why you called that. Like, one of the memorable calls I can say was the St. James West St. John game when Kanai King Young returned that punt return for that touchdown.
Yeah.
And he broke about 6 tackles on that return. And it's like, bruh, like, dude, like, like what that dude from WWE, they used to be on NXT, the color commentator. Corey Graves.
Mauricio.
Not Mauricio, Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. Okay.
Corey Graves.
Corey
Graves be like, man, you can't do that with your body like that. Their body can't do that. so it's just amazing what we see, and I appreciate the support, JB. I really do. And D-Boy, thank you, bro. Don't censor. That's the one thing you can't do. I embrace the style of a couple of people in broadcast. And the number one person that I took the style of, I go old school way back with a lot of broadcasters, and they were very exciting. Gus Johnson is a standout, and now people are calling me that, and I love it because I embrace what he does. And I love to bring excitement to a game. I don't want a game to be dull and boring. I want people to watch. I want people to stay. You can go for a minute, but come back. I want you to stay because, look, you're not going to get nothing boring. Even if a game is a blowout, we still are going to call it down the middle. Like even with the Gina State Championship we called. Like when Gina was down big, Gina had an effort, still got in the end zone. I still called and gave energy because it's like, hey, we're going to give these people some love. You know, we want to still bring it's not just about excitement. It's about bringing a good, complete broadcast that people will love and watch and not be bored. Because some broadcasters will put you to sleep. And I'm just stating facts. That's all it is, man. So I appreciate the support. And I'm embracing, and I appreciate JB telling me one of the comments. I kind of said something on the broadcast, but he told me, "Nah, don't do it." And when that day forward, I just embraced it and said, "You know what? Bring the comments. It don't matter anymore. It's just the fact I'm gonna do what I do." And he told me himself, "You do what you do because I don't care what anybody. I like what you do. Bring it." So I appreciate it.
No doubt. What's your next memory?
All right. The next memory I could definitely say on this football season. Ooh, let me see. Did we have any kind of controversies? I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. We got a
We're not
controversy.
we're not gonna talk about that one yet. We're talking about the regular season because I'm trying to think if there was any controversy or any kind of game or hmm, I can go with this. St. James Wildcats,
Okay.
the season that they had this year. They had some really big wins on their schedule. They had to deal with a couple injuries themselves, but they built so much depth that they were outstanding this year. Kanai King Young was lost for the year after making a subsequent move, trying to score a touchdown against Terrebonne. And he's a great athlete. I wish him the best. I hope he's got a scholarship going somewhere or got an offer at least because he's a great all around athlete. Now, if they would have had him, it would have been a little ice on the cake, but St. James was still on fire without him
Yeah.
with the emergence of those backs, including the including Jakias Villanova, the senior, but then the brother he comes in and he stepped up big time this year. And I love how he really stepped up this year. And then also they got another them back in Johnson. And then you still got the quarterback returning. And I think Zen is a senior, but he still got other backs
They
coming
got
back. So
talent.
they got talent coming back. So I really think this St. James team is going to be a really, really good team. So it is not, but I love what the run they made this year. They
Thank you,
got to the
Dominique.
semifinal, and thank you so much. Um, I tell you one thing about that St. James. It was great to do their games. The St. Charles game was unreal. How those two went at it, and then all of a sudden, how St. Charles came back to take the lead, and then for St. James to go right back down the field, knowing that Kanai King Young is the main kicker, but they have another kicker, a young kicker, and they're waiting in the wings. And Coach Levanta Davis had the guts and said, "I am going to roll the dice and go to my big play guy." Was Jaquan Johnson connected to Jakias Villanova for the winner? And he's short, but he can climb the ladder. He had to climb the ladder a little bit and got that ball off a ricochet to win the game. And that was one of our first walk-offs of the year. And when I say that was amazing, some people was like, man, the energy you bought. I'll tell you, one couple of our highlights was used on a couple of highlight reels. And JB sent me a couple of those clips on Saturday. They mixed it in with another network and a good friend of mine who actually called that game as well the same night. So it was amazing. Me and a friend of mine, and big shout out to Jason Dewey. We had shared a moment that night, and we actually had a conversation about it the next day. And it's something else when you catch up with people and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I love that moment because of the fact of how both these squads went at it, and we're looking forward to them two to go at it next year. And we're gonna have that rematch again because they will be in the same district next year. And if it's at St. James, St. Charles, doesn't matter. We want that game. We want that game.
Yeah, I think St. Charles is with VSN come next season.
I'm hoping not.
Check the website. That's why I'm saying it.
Oh, yeah, so they must have just updated it.
Mm-hmm. And as you
Uh,
see, once again, I asked VK for a memory, and he goes on for about a good 6 minutes. My turn.
my
My
bad.
turn
Go ahead, my friend.
on a memory. Um, Cali League week. Cali League week. We got to do back-to-back games of the Cali League. Edna called Brother Martin first. John Johnson went off. I think he had about a total of 5 touchdowns, but the catch from Eastern Royal, the one-handed catch over 2 defenders and him scoring, man, that was crazy. And people were taking clips from our stream and put it out there. But shout out to KDOT, because the KDOT view was crazy. That made NFL Live on ESPN. The KDOT view was crazy. They had that right there. That's one I'm not going to forget. And then the St. Aug Jesuit game that we had the following day, that Friday, had a lot happen that game, but VK know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they had a whole lot going on that
Yeah.
game. The comments were unbelievable, and I tell you, that was one of our highest. Those two was one of our two highest streams of the year. And at one point, we almost had 10,000 for Jesuit and St. Aug, because the people in the comments was all over the place. I mean, all over the country, and they're even saying where they're from. We're coming. People coming from West
we had all over
Virginia,
the United States in that
South
game.
Carolina,
Yeah,
Texas, Tennessee,
we had a North
Dakota. I mean, and they were acknowledging with Jesuit alumni, with St. Aug alumni. Bruh, the love that night was amazing, and the fact that we called it down the middle. The people from Jesuit and St. Aug really was appreciative of our commentary that night. They really was appreciative of what we did. And we like to thank St. Augustine and Jesuit, especially Jesuit, for letting us come there to do that ball game. And I mean, it was a historic one because of the fact that, hey, historic week for Hash It Out Show, because the fact that we got 2 Cat League games in 1 week. Amazing.
Yeah, y'all see VK just, took it and ran with it. See,
I'm on mute right now.
No. We got 7 minutes before we go to Coach Roussell, who's in the lobby right now. One more memory you have from this past football season.
One more memory from me.
Yes.
And I know we're gonna go a little more after, but it's all good. I'm gonna definitely say the playoff run we made for the Hash It Out Show, especially the semifinal game. The numbers just kept going up for that one. It was something else with that semifinal game, how we got it, because of the fact we was coming from Jewel Sumner and Calvary Baptist.
And I was in Shreveport.
You was in Shreveport.
Yes.
And we had great numbers for that quarterfinal.
Sure did.
Big time. So I'm calling JB and I said, hey. And JB was like, what direction? He said, let's try River Parishes first. We hit up Coach Roussell. Coach Roussell had got a call from another affiliate that actually is associated kind of with us a little bit. Then he was looking at me.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
But I'm being classy, you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden we call Coach Wayne Stein. Wayne Stein said, somebody else got it. Okay. And basically, JB was like, let's call Ryan Sims. Let's go get St. Aug Curtis. And he was like, hey, we know Curtis going to stream. It don't matter. We're not going to stop them. Let's do us. And Ryan Sims agreed. And then Johnny Curtis and JT agreed. And it was on from there. So you just see what happens from there. And history was made that night. And it was a tremendous night for everybody, for the crew, and for ourselves, for myself, and everything. And we called it down the middle because some people was like, hey, we always do that. But I'm just saying it in general because some people like, he's alumni. It's like, well, go back and listen because we call it like any other network. This is down the line. So it was a great, energetic game in itself. To what happened in there, especially the last 30 something seconds. I'm thinking in my mind what St. Aug is going to do because Curtis has pulled off victories like this many times. But for St. Aug to come back to do it the way they did was just amazing and historic in itself. That a clip like that last clip, that touchdown from Sean Coulon to Derek Bennett, it went viral. It's been used all over the country, and people are still talking about it. Coach Valdez thanks me, everybody. It's ridiculous what the attention I've been getting and the attention that the Hash It Out show has been getting. And we were honored to bring that to you, man. It was amazing stuff in itself, man. I truly enjoyed it. And JB, thank you. George Peppers, thank you. Parker Boyd and Martino, thank you. Thank you all who worked with us this season to have one of the best years ever at the Hash It Out show, and we are going to continue. Keep it going strong. Right. And thank you to Coach Roussell and Coach Stein. That's the big thank you because we wound up getting that game.
Nah, it's just how it is. And somebody beat us to the punch, and that's just part of the game of trying to get games. Somebody beat you to the punch. It is what it is. You just keep on rolling, try to get something else. So, yeah, I remember that phone call, and the first thing I said was, hey, hit up Coach Roussell. Let's get Riverside first. And Coach Roussell said somebody beat us. Coach Stein said somebody beat us. And I'm like, well, this ain't all. This is my last shot. Getting games in the playoffs are harder each week, y'all. It gets harder each week to get a game in. Luckily, St. Aug told us yes, and we knew Curtis would be able to stream also. And we had to talk to Curtis, and Curtis has done well with us and allowed us to do stuff at their school, like we just did another game at their schools. And so we're thankful to both of them. I just want to say thank you to everyone that allowed us to do a game this year for their schools, all 24 games. So I want to thank all those schools, all the ADs at those schools. I want to thank y'all. So without y'all giving us the yes, we wouldn't be able to do it. So thank y'all so much. And thank you to everyone who tuned in this season for the games that we broadcast. Now, on that note, we're taking a commercial break. And when we come back, the head coach of the Division 4 Select State Champions, the Riverside Rebels, Coach Lee Roussell, will join us right here on the Hash It Out Show. What's up, everybody? Me and VK Jones had to come to Little Dizzy's. Yeah, well, VK, man, wasted no time, and he loved the fried chicken and the dirty rice from Little Dizzy's. Look at what I had. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all know I love candy yams. Oh, yeah. That fried chicken was one of the best I ever had. And just like how Miss Arkisha Baquette says it, come to Little Dizzy's, where the food is always hot and it comes straight from the pot. Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353. Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, with VK Jones and George Peppers. Our next guest, like I said, his team just won the state championship in Division 4 Select, the Riverside Rebels. We have, once again, joining us, the one and only Coach Lee Roussell. What's going on, Coach?
What's up, guys? I appreciate y'all for having me, man. I was listening in. I apologize about the semifinal game. I know you guys did call, but man, y'all got the good one. Y'all got the one that came down in the end. So nah, serious man, I appreciate all the coverage y'all do for high school sports in Louisiana, man. It means a lot as a kid that grew up in Louisiana, and we'd have loved to have things like this. We had the Friday night football and the radio shows, but I think it's awesome what y'all do.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Coach.
Like I said, it's all good, Coach. There's no issues. Trust me on that. Coach, tell us the emotions that you had once that clock hit zero and you guys were crowned state champions.
Man, at every level, and I've been blessed to work at some really good places as an assistant coach, and had an opportunity to coach at Nickel State, the previous stop, and winning a championship. That feeling never gets old, and it doesn't matter what level you're coaching at, because it's a new set of kids and a new story and a new set of seniors that they write their own story, their own chapter, and to see that group go out on top, especially in a Superdome. We're talking about growing up in Louisiana, man. That is the place that you grow up and you look to finish your season. So to finish our season in the Superdome and in 2023 being there and getting a runner-up and finally getting it done and bringing home the gold in this year, it's a special feeling.
You speak of the runner-up from 2 years ago, and a lot of players were on that team when it happened. So for the team this season, how were they able to manage the pressure of playing for another state championship?
Yeah, we had quite a few young guys in that 2023 runner-up year. We started out wide, 2 8th graders and a freshman that year at receiver, and we had a sophomore quarterback who was Brock Bourgeois, who was a senior this year. On the D-line, we had a couple freshmen play that year against a really good Southern Lab team. So I do think it was beneficial and helpful that the guys, there was quite a few starters on that team that knew what the week looked like. It's a shorter week because you play on Thursday, so you practice on a Sunday, so everything gets moved up a day, and you get media obligations, which is awesome and great publicity for our school, but something different than a normal week. So I do think it was helpful, even as a head coach, having gone through that and preparing your kids for that. I thought I was able to share some things with the kids on what to expect, and it did feel different as far as the week of preparation, whereas not just happy to get there. It is the next game, and let's make sure that we finish it off the right way.
Before I go to VK Jones, what would you say was the biggest challenge the team faced this season?
That's a good question. Early on in that first quarter of the season, we played without some key guys, and one of them being the running back who made a name for himself, and Jaden Obikwe. We played the first couple games without him against a really good 5A Terrebonne team week 1, and then Newman week 2. And, in those first couple of weeks, and then Prairieville week 3, and when we was able to get a couple wins in that first quarter of that season without some key guys, I want to say at one point we had 7 starters out in that first quarter, and the seniors still willed us to some victories against some good opponents. I knew, through those struggles that this team had a chance. And, I had mentioned in the post-game press conference that you kind of know in your gut which teams, if you do it long enough, maybe he's got a shot to make a run because they built, and wired right and the locker room's right. And I just felt that early this year.
Coach Roussell, man. First of all, congratulations, sir. And also on top of that, man, I know I said enough of that, but at the same time, man, what are your thoughts, man? You bring in this school a second state championship, but not just that. I'm saying a program and institution, but not just that, a football program that has started from a relative in itself, Mickey Roussell, and how he's overcome a lot of things. But for you to continue certain things, especially the way your coaching style is, and getting it done for the second time, and I know it's been many trips, but you getting it done, what are your thoughts, especially winning it finally for the first time?
Yeah, what a great feeling. It feels different when you are, the head coach, and it does, fall on your lap, the goods and the bads. And you mentioned some legendary coaches that have worked at this place. And growing up, like I had mentioned, in Louisiana, I idolize these guys that I looked up to, and now to being able to be in a position myself to bring one to a school where football is really important. But you mentioned Mickey Roussell, and Bill Stubbs was able to win one in 2016, and Coach Mickey getting there 3 times in the 1990s, 2 Hall of Fame Louisiana coaches. Now to be at a school and to bring one home at a place like that means a lot. Grew up in River Parish. I'm a Lutcher High School graduate. Worked at St. Charles Catholic. So River Parish football, even when I was at Nicholls State, I recruited the River Parish. So I always had a connection to this area. So to come back home, even though it's not my alma mater, but I consider this area home, and to do that and being able to play in that last game 2 of the last 3 years, you don't take that for granted. Winning's hard. And I'm very appreciative of this school and this community to give me that opportunity.
Very much agreed. And we was talking personally, and you was like straight up, you was like, I ain't going nowhere, man. I love where I'm at, and I totally get it. And you really embrace that reserve area, especially around Riverside Academy. Did I know you probably got maybe a couple phone calls or a talk from Coach Mickey Roussell himself, or maybe a little email or something for Coach Stubbs to tell you congratulations.
Yeah, I always think it's really cool to get the text from old guys and that you work with in the past. Guys like Jay Roth at last week, and Coach Monica, and guys that I was lucky enough. I worked for some really good people who I think put me in a position to be ready for this, and I'm so appreciative of them. And you mentioned being here, man. I got a first grader here, man, that loves this stuff. He looks up to those high school football players, those Riverside varsity players, like the NFL players, and he's ate up with it, man. And I'd like to see this thing through the long run, and I'd like to win one to him. So yeah, I can see myself being here for a long time, and I do like where we're at as a program. Only 7 seniors, very good seniors, and gonna be hard to replace. But there's some young guys on the roster that I think's gonna leave this thing in good hands.
I understand. 13 straight wins, coach. I mean, that is an amazing feat in itself to finish off a season. You lost only the season to Terrebonne, and y'all just went on a tear. And I think the biggest thing you actually said after that first loss of the season, it was like, this type of game is going to really help us going forward. And that's what it wound up being, because you guys just took off from there after that loss.
Yeah, it's all about what are your goals? What are you trying to? Are you trying to win championships? Then you got to schedule teams like that, right? Like you can find a team that on the schedule that you can beat 49-0, and you might wake up Saturday morning feeling good that you got the win. But it's the teams like that, it's the good opponents, the 5A opponents, the Division 4 opponents that you play, like Vermilion Catholic week 5, who test you and show you where your deficiencies are and where you need to wake up on Saturday morning and get back to work. And I think games like that are huge. And I could look at already at the next 2 years, and this next season, 2-season cycle, it's not getting any easier. The schedule is going to be tougher than it was this year. And you guys know that when you win ball games, the schedule is going to get tougher. And so there are no weeks like that. Every week's going to be a battle in this pre-district. Teams like St. Charles Catholic on the schedule, and Bell Chase and Covenant Christian, some teams that have made runs into the semifinals and state champions. But that's what you want, and that's what your kids want, and that's what Friday nights are all about.
Yeah, this was the championship game, was a real grinding out game, coach, more than anything else. And the way it was looking, you had a really good drive, and you decided to put the game in the hand of William Rauch. He made a big 40-yard field goal, and looking at maybe some of the camera views, especially during the game, I was seeing in your eyes that you really felt good about him, and he came through for you to put that game away.
Yeah, and Will's only a 10th grader himself, and put himself in position now to where his range throughout the year, we feel good about anything 20-yard line in, and this was right on the fringe of that. But you were in a dome, no wind. The elements were what you want in an inside facility, and definitely as long as one of the season. But he was hitting them pretty good in pregame, so And for whatever reason, he's been better from the left hash. And so that we set up on about the 23-yard line left hash. It was a 4th and 8, so it didn't feel like we, wanted to go for it. So took the shot with a field goal and a big kick that he's going to remember forever.
Last question, I'm gonna pass it to George Peppers. Man, your thoughts on the two main seniors that really, really stood out for you this season? Bourgeois, Mr. Bourgeois, who has really been very great at quarterback for the last 3 years, making 4 years more than anything else. And then on top of that, Jaden Abikwe, who wound up being the Greater New Orleans Foundation Player of the Year. What could you can say about how their leadership really helped this team get to the top?
When we got back Thursday from the Dome, Brock, our quarterback, was one of the last guys to leave the locker room. And I called him over and I told him, and I want everybody to know this, that I don't know if that kid quite gets the credit he deserves from even us as a team, myself included. Like I need to make sure that that people know this kid in 3 years has brought us to the Superdome twice. Didn't grow up really a football player. He was a baseball kid. He still is. He's the shortstop on the baseball team. And in those 2 games in the Dome might have been his best game of his year as a sophomore and this year. Played really good football. When Jaden gets hurt in the Dome, Ascension Catholic is putting extra people in the box to stop the run, and he executed. And we've got really good players around him, and those guys deserve the credit too. But Brock, when we need him, has really played well, and he deserves to go out this way. And then you mentioned Jaden. As far as the player of the year, what a great honor when you talk about some of the players that have won that award. And man, I got on the phone after that luncheon, started calling some guys in the college profession, and I know that we got to get this guy a shot at the next level. We talk about guys like Harlem Berry, who won that award, and I got to do my part because this kid is a good football player, but he's really good in the locker room as well. You're getting a good person and a hard worker and a tough kid. So, yeah, those 2 guys on the offensive side has willed us to a bunch of points and a bunch of touchdowns and, a win in the Superdome.
You pretty much did the same thing for your running back last season as well. And I commend you for that. You did the same thing for him, and now you're doing that for Jaden. Jaden mentioned Dedrick Lasty in the presser before the Dome and everything, and he was like, "That's my guy right there," and everything. And you looked out for Dedrick, and I know you're doing the same thing for Jaden, and that I commend you big time for that, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And those kids deserve that. You don't get that many yards and that many touchdowns and that many wins. I mean, you don't do this thing. You don't win championships and playoff runs without good football players. So obviously, we got some guys that get it done, and he's certainly one of them.
Absolutely. George Peppers, you're up.
Coach Roussell, first off, thank you for joining us and congratulations. Winning the state title, well deserved, well done. My first question, has it sunk in yet? It's been over a week. Has it finally sunk in? Or are you still getting, accolades are still coming, but has it sunk in for you yet?
Yeah, man. I'll tell you a cool moment when we pulled back up from the Dome and the whole campus was full of fans and students. And that's one of the coolest things. When we pulled up to the Dome, they were all in the parking garage. But when we got back, everybody waiting for us to get back, kind of hit me like, all right, this thing's real. And then the other thing that hits it real is like the next Monday you wake up, like we got to go fundraise for these rings, right? Like this is a really good problem that I want every year. But yeah, that's the next step. So getting right back to work and exit meetings with all the kids. I like to sit down and have a one-on-one exit meeting with senior all the way down to 8th graders. And because you want to continue this run, so yeah, you do enjoy it because winning's hard, especially winning championships. It's a hard thing to do. And you want to make sure that you like this right here, man. This is great to get on here and put our school out there for everybody to hear about us. And that's why I'm so appreciative of what you guys do for high school sports. But yeah, it's sunk in. I'd like to make this a habit.
It's our honor to have plenty of coaches, especially you, to join our forum, and we love what we do, and that's the thing we emphasize every week. And to talk to you and to talk to every other coach, it's what we do, and it's a labor of love for us. So it's our honor, and we thank you for that. And my next question, 2 years ago, you guys got here and got to the dome, came up a little bit short. What lessons did you guys learn to right that wrong? What was it? Talk about this year's experience compared. I mean, obviously you won it this year, but what was it you took from 2 years ago that you learned going into preparation for this championship?
I'll take it all the way back the year before that, my year one there, when I took over the program, and I see a former player in here watching. He was on that first team, um, but the buy-in that we started to get that year, because it wasn't easy that year. I mean, I remember kicking guys out the weight room and starting practice over, and you're trying to build your own culture on how you see things going in the future and your vision. And so without that senior group, throughout that year buying into what we thought as a coaching staff, and then being able to go 9-1 in our first year, and then year two, when we made it to that Southern Lab team was really talented. If you remember in 23, very senior led, and uh, what I took from that game, and losing sucks, and you never, proud of a loss, but you can take things from a loss. And I thought the toughness that we showed, they went up with a pick six right before half in 23, and we come out the locker room and we tie it up and we take the lead in the third quarter with a bunch of babies out there. Like, we got some young guys who could have let that thing go the other way. And, I went to bed that night thinking, okay, like, at least we know we got a tough culture where we're not going to quit. We're going to keep competing. And we in year two playing against a really good Southern Lab team. And I had mentioned in the post-game presser that year that we are going to be back. And I really believe that. And not just because of the talent I saw in the young guys in the 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, because I knew what we were building. And I still feel that way. And things got to go right for you. You got to stay healthy. You got to be playing your best ball at the end of the year. But I think we're in a good position right now. But we got to start this new year in January and understand that just because it happened last year doesn't mean it's guaranteed to you next year. And we got to do it all over again.
Recapping this game, Ascension Catholic, to me, that was a gritty effort by that team. Maybe they didn't have the top set talent you guys did, but they really battled you guys throughout the whole game. Give us a little summation of that game in your eyes. Now that you've had a chance to break it down and look at it, what can you take away from that game, the
Yeah,
championship?
I thought being an offensive line guy, I thought their defensive line was really good. 3 seniors, I want to say out the 4 of them, and all 3 are all district, all state type players. And I thought they did a really good job in the run game. Did some good things against our counter and being able to stop the run. And I thought they were tough there. They had linebackers that could tackle and get us on the ground. And ultimately, which led us going to the air a little bit and hitting some big explosive plays in the pass game. And then the obvious is the running back in Trevin Simon, who's a really good football player, who was a good player all year. And they do it a good job up front at the tight end and O-line position, blocking it up. And I thought they did a good job early on, tempoing us on offense and really lining up and playing fast and not giving us a chance to line up, which we were able to catch up with as that first drive went. But I thought that created some issues and some problems early on, so we were able to settle down and fix some things.
The expectations for next season. You guys are now the reigning new state champions. Expectations are going to be high again next year. What's the message going to be for the incoming players and the players that are coming back? What's the message going to be for those guys?
That's a good question, and that's something that was talked about already. Once we talked to the seniors and we let those guys go, and we brought back and had a team meeting with returners. And I thought something after 23, when we made the run to the Dome, and then now the following year in 24, was being able to handle the success and understand that you are circled on everybody's schedule. You are the target. You're not creeping up on sleeping on anybody anymore. They know we're a good team now. Whereas in early couple years, I thought that might have been the case, right? They weren't as good, and we was kind of on the rise as a program. So now that you are the hunted and you're the target and you're circled on everybody, and then the schedule that I mentioned, like there are no wins that you're circling on the schedule just by looking at it. You got to go out there and prepare every day and every week and you still might have some teams on there that get you because it's a really good. You're playing a lot of 4A and 5A teams pre-district. So yeah, we got to know that this is a new team, and now this group of seniors has got to leave it better than the last group, and that's going to be hard to do.
Final question before I turn it back over to JB. The district is going to have a little bit of a new look to it next year. Talk about that in composition and relation to how you guys compare.
Yeah, I really like our district. Whereas, this year we had a week 10 forfeit where we couldn't play the week 10 game. So we 2 years in a row, we had a week 10 where we didn't play. Then you get a first round bye. So you go 3 weeks without playing meaningful football, which worries you as a head coach. But we just treated it like a college bowl, where you got 2 weeks to prepare. And we did a lot of good on good, live stuff on certain days versus each other, which I thought was helpful in the playoff run. But you look at this year, this upcoming 2 years, really good 1A district. You got South Plaquemine, who joins our district, who was in the Dome previously. 2 years, was a semifinal team this year. Then Ascension Catholic's in our district, who we just got done playing in the Dome. So those two teams have been making runs in our division. And then you still got West St. John, who is continuing to get better and better. St. Martin's, who has been a team that's been in our district, which has basically been the district championship the last 4 years, us and St. Martin's. So that's some really good opponents right there. It'll be those four: Ascension Catholic, South Plaquemine, West St. John, and St. Martin's.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Lee Roussell, once again, congratulations on winning a state championship, and also thank you for joining us on the show tonight, my friend.
Yeah, again, thank y'all for all y'all do. I think it's wonderful what y'all do for high school sports. I know I said this already, but as a young kid, man, grew up and played high school athletics in South Louisiana. These kids love that. And I know y'all know that, even though if y'all don't hear it enough, man, it more so for them, man. I know they appreciate the publicity and what y'all do.
Definitely, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes, sir. The one and only Coach Lee Roussell, state champions, Riverside Rebels. And you guys heard it. That district next year with South Plaquemines, St. Martin's coming on in, Ascension Catholic comes in.
West St. John.
That's we talk about some of the toughest districts in the state. And, we talk about the Catholic League and Monroe, and we mentioned it last year area before. Well, that I don't know, 10-1A, 9-1A, I don't know, but whatever 1A, that district gonna be something special, BK Jones.
Yes, it is. It is going to be a good district in itself. You can say more than anything else for those teams, it's a big upgrade for the new district that they're going in, especially with them going against one another. And especially looking at the Hash It Out Show games of the week, we're going to have to look at their schedules tightly and book what we can book, because we got some nice matchups. And we're going to have to catch Ascension Catholic at some point. So trust me, we're looking forward to seeing what we can catch.
Because I'm catching Riverside and South Plaquemine and St. Martin's and Ascension Catholic. I'm trying to catch them all some kind of way.
There's a way that we can do that, because we're going to have to look at the connections and everything.
Who's going to St. Martin's? Who's going to South Plaquemines?
Who's going
to Riverside? We can go to Riverside too.
That's it too.
Yeah.
That's it. We get those, one of those three, we good to go. I think Coach Roussell is good with us.
Oh yeah,
we got connections with 3 of those schools. So trust me, we catch them, and it'd be great if the whole district does well in the non-district and the entire district makes the playoffs. That'd be something special. But I cannot wait to see what this district looks like next year.
It's gonna be good.
Yes.
Peppers, your thoughts about the district next year?
State championship game was out of that district. If you had it Riverside and Ascension Catholic. So need we say more? And then you got a semifinal, as you mentioned, Coach Roussell mentioned South Plaque. West St. John up and coming. They've made some strides. They still got more to do. Yes. St. Martin's, this is a team that is well coached. I think their offense is a very dangerous thing. And for those of you that chat, you were mentioning coaches watching football. That's an entertaining football game going on in the Dome right now. Southern Miss and Western Kentucky, the New Orleans Bowl. Very entertaining game there. But that district, they're not going to get the love that the bigger districts get because they're down where they are. But you know what? You better recognize that's some quality championship laden football teams there. When you could tell me you got a Superdome matchup, Riverside and Ascension Catholic, a semifinalist from last season in 24, South Black, St. Martin's a quarterfinalist from 2 years ago. And then West St. John, who continues to, as I mentioned, make strides. The common denominator for this district, none of those coaches are going to be afraid to schedule because you can best believe they're going to test themselves. But how much? Because they realize the undertaking that district's going to be. There ain't no gimmies there. There ain't no week 10 forfeits that, as Coach Roussell mentioned, there's not any of that next year. So you better bring your A game if you bring your lunch pail and your hard hat and get ready to go to work because that's what's going to happen in this district. And you know what? I would not mind making multiple trips up that way, whether it be Riverside, South Black. Y'all hear us out there and y'all want us, we can get y'all.
West St. John.
We
Either
West
way.
St. John, I really going to Blackman again for other reasons, but we'll leave. I think the atmosphere is.
Before you even said other reasons, I knew why you were saying South Black.
I did, but that's an inside joke. Look, no, but no, the common denominator, Coach Feet and all those coaches in that district. I don't know Ascension Catholic's coach personally. I don't, but the other ones we've gotten to grow relationships with. And those guys, they've always looked out for us. And that means a heck to every coach that had us this year, every AD that had us this year. Segueing to what you guys talked about before, Coach Russo, I kind of wanted to get my 2 cents in because I know we got another guest coming. To every coach, to every school that welcomed us, y'all really provided what we needed, the support. And it means if you could only understand what it meant to us, what you guys did for us, the fact that we get, sure. I mean, the forum is extremely important, but for the fans, and to our sponsors, more importantly, without them, we're not doing this. Without them, without their support, we're not here tonight, December 23rd, 2025, 2 days out of Christmas. To you guys for believing in us. I mean, I don't know how many thank yous we owe, but a ton, and it's greatly appreciated. And JB, if it's all right with you, y'all mentioned memories of the season.
Yeah, go ahead. You got a couple minutes.
I do. I know. I think 805. Is it 8 or 805? You got our next guest. I think
805, but 803. I'm going to commercial.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so I won't. I'm gonna mess with you. I ain't gonna take as long as you. I'm just playing. But let's talk about this season. Best game of the year. I think there's a few candidates, but there's one that's plainly obvious. Ogden Curtis semifinal. The most theatrical finish we've ever had on the 3 years of doing the Hash It Out show. Games of the week. But another game that I want to kind of draw attention to that we were back and forth all night long. St. Martin's and Patrick Taylor. That was a track meet all night in that game. And that game, the way it finished, and we had a spirited debate on how that game ended because was it Patrick Taylor was going for 2 to win it?
Yeah.
And we were like, well, you, JB, I think you mentioned you wanted the extra point, and me and VK were like, well, let's go for the win right here because to me, when you're back and forth like that, you've got to try to, and I know, and that was one of the most, look, and there's something about playoffs and a Hash It Out show. I don't know what it is. When we show up, them games you need heart monitors, you need stress reducers, you need everything you can get. Because somehow when we get to that stadium, wherever we are this year, those games they weren't decided till 000. And as broadcasters, y'all don't understand how much it drains us. Y'all need to know. I mean, y'all watch them, and I get it. But as broadcasters, we're sitting there being as neutral as we can, but getting caught up in the drama of the moment. Y'all got to see it from our side too. Because at VK, you're the play-by-play guy of this operation. I can see you as Yeah, you were excited, but I think the gas tank was up after that game was done. Because that was just what a way to cap off year 3 of the games of the week. What a way. But lots of great memories, and looking forward to 26 and what it brings. You know, um, what kind of a schedule we're going to compose with the new districts. There's some great opportunities with the way the new districts are composed that can set us up really, really good for next year. Excited about that. Excited about a lot of things. Really, back, next year actually every week. If we get this season started, I think we're gonna be with. So, but you know what? Stay tuned for basketball. Basketball games coming. Trying to interrupt.
My Christmas gift is that George Peppers can leave that Timu internet going into 2026. All right. That's my gift. Hopefully he can lead that Timu internet in 2025 and get some better internet moving forward. That'd be great, George Peppers.
Yeah, I mean that Timu don't fail. It's like you're
Look
there,
at
you're
Austin.
good. All of a sudden,
Look at Elson say. See?
I tell you what. I'll play along with the joke, but if we get them tariff checks, it'll
The
work.
joke, it just happened when you was talking. It happened for a whole minute.
well,
I know. No, what I'm saying is if we get those tariff checks, maybe I'll invest. I'm being messed. Now I'm goofing around. I know it's just being silly, but yeah. Just repeating if you missed it. I mean, this season was great. Every year with you guys is great, and it ain't dial up, bro. It ain't dial up. No, sir. But looking forward to next season. But look forward to the rest of this prep basketball season because we're just getting started. So we're going to see how it plays out. A lot of theater. Will it be repeat state champions? Stay tuned to the Hash It Out show. Will there be up and comers? Stay tuned to us. We'll take you on that journey to March Madness next. I say next year because it is next year, 2026.
There you have it. All right, everybody. We're gonna take a commercial break, and when we come back, the 2024 Hash It Out Show Player of the Year, 2-time state championship winning quarterback for the Edna Carr Cougars, 2-time All-State quarterback for 5A football in the state, and he's going to play ball at West Virginia University, the one and only Hollywood John Johnson, when we return right here on the Hash It Out Show. JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1-week free special. Bucks No Wiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks No Wiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks No Wiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. Hey parents and coaches, want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna. And welcome back. Oh, there he is, and he's back too. He's back. So we'll bring him in. JB the Sports Guy here with George Peppers and VK Jones. Our next guest, like I said, He is the 2024 Hash It Out Show Player of the Year. Got a great chance to win it again. Also, two-time state championship winning quarterback for the Edna Carr Cougars. Also, two-time All-State quarterback. We got the one and only Hollywood, John Johnson. What's up, man?
What's that? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
Good,
Doing
good.
good. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's get
Sure.
into it, Mr. Hollywood. How does this second state championship feel compared to the first one?
Man, I feel like it's just a true blessing, just to go back and back to back and be ranked in the top 10 in the nation is just it's a real blessing. It's unexpected, but the whole team we worked for it and we played for something bigger than just a football season this year.
Definitely, definitely. What was the biggest challenge in repeating as state champions?
I say it's just sticking together and not getting complacent. Because once you get complacent, it go downward for you, and you never want to go down. You always want to go up. So I say just not getting complacent and taking it game by game, step by step.
Definitely. You and Corey was very, very close. And to me, it gave you guys another type of motivation to go out and win a state championship, not only for y'all, but for Corey and his family. And one of the lasting memories that I have from y'all winning is y'all bringing a trophy to his mom. I talk about how special that was, winning that championship and bringing the state championship trophy to Corey's mom.
Man, it's real special. Once we found out, the bad news, we said we was gonna do it, go back to back again for him. Before the game, we talked, and we told his mom. And he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna bring you the trophy once we win." We had the whole team on that mindset. Everybody was locked in. We had to go back to back for him.
Before I go to VK Jones, I asked you this question before the season started about you building a legacy at Edna Carr. Have you had a moment to step back and realize what you have accomplished and done at Edna Carr?
Honestly, no, I haven't really took a step back yet, but I just know I had a great season with my teammates. For sure having the best defense in the state, the best O line, a great receiving core. I just know I had a lot of help. I know I had a lot of help. It's just a true blessing, like I said.
Definitely. VK.
John, man, good to have you on and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Seeing you from freshman year arriving at Edna Carr, knowing your dad for years and everything. And it was like, man, watch my son come up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And, you was right behind you was right behind AJ and everything, and you was getting prepared and ready. And then all of a sudden you come in there and it's like, wow, it's like a spitting image in itself from yourself and your dad and everything. How I felt for you playing under him and everything, and also um was it wasn't too much pressure, right? Stepping into something your dad stepped in long time ago, especially turning around something in the Algiers area as well.
Nah, it for sure wasn't any pressure. Even if it is pressure, my dad always told me to use the pressure on the field, use it as an advantage. I feel like I had a real good advantage against everybody else. Having my dad as the OC, as a quarterback coach. We up late at night watching film. We got like a little film room. We up. I really got the advantage. A sophomore year when I came in, he had me on a playbook weeks, months. He had me making sure I had it locked in. Honestly, like it was a tough time. I say sophomore year was the toughest. Just getting the chemistry right, learn all the plays. You got to know everybody's job. So I'd say sophomore year was the toughest. Junior year, that's when it started flowing. I had great weapons at receiver. I had a great O line, great defense, and seeing year, it just all came together.
I understand. I know, like I mentioned, your dad was a unbelievable quarterback at Oper Walker, one of the best, maybe 1 year runs we have ever seen a player leading a team to a state championship game. And and then he redeemed himself as an assistant coach at Landry Walker, getting championship as an offensive coordinator. With all that experience there, Uh, did it totally help you a lot more than anything else? And did your dad kind of expected that you would be the one?
Yeah, for sure, it helped me. You know, expectations supposed to be high when you playing for this team, playing quarterback, being the one number one. So you know, without my dad, honestly, he taught me everything I knew. So I say, it's really great to have him as an OC and a quarterback coach for sure.
Absolutely. And this season more than anything else, you faced a couple of challenges, but at the same time, you guys were consistent the whole year. And I know, like you mentioned, you had a lot of help. But talk about it. I'm talking about it. Let me talk about another senior that's really was something else that came up under you as well, Richard Anderson, how y'all two really had grown through each other to become true leaders of this and the call squad. But not just those two, but I'm basically talking about Richard itself because I remember Richard when he was a freshman and I was just blown. I was already blown away how you played. I was blown away when he first stepped in as a freshman. Tell us about how y'all two grown to become the captains of this and the call squad.
You know, with Rich being the team captain, I feel like he grew a whole lot. You know, me and Rich, I say out of everybody on this team, the senior class, I say me and him was the closest to Corey. So you know, we stuck together. We stuck with his little brother, our center 51. We stuck with him, and we all combined. We said we had to go back to back for Corey, like I said. And you know, all us we just kept that mindset the whole year. And you know, we had to lead the team because we had to get the whole team on that type of mindset. So I say, man, Richard really grew, and he the number one player in the nation for a reason.
Very much so. He's amazing in itself. When you guys took the field, not just took the field in the Superdome, but when you guys got that win against Catholic of Baton Rouge, and you find out that your opponent in the state championship was St. Augustine to get the rematch against St. Aug, what was on your minds when you found out the word that who you are going to go against?
Honestly, we just took it as another game. Like I said, you know, we take it step by step, game by game. You know, we can't look even if we before the game we couldn't look to the championship and be like, yeah, we're going to the championship. We had to beat Catholic first to get to the championship. So we just treated every game like it was a championship. And once we got there, St. I was just another team in our way to accomplish our goal.
Y'all accomplished some big time things in your years, and like I mentioned it in the press conference in itself. I mean, this is probably a great legacy that y'all have left at Nicole more than anything else. And I'm gonna ask you this last question, and I'm gonna pass it on to George. West Virginia, what got you to go there? And what I heard was pretty much a coach that's been there a long time and somebody legendary that's there that probably could be a big help for you going forward.
Yeah, you know, West Virginia, that's powerful. And, you know, they wanted me at quarterback. They actually I heard from them 2 days before signing day, and I was like, man, I can't pass this up. You know, it's a real blessing to get a powerful offer at quarterback at this height, at this, you know, being 5'9", 5'10". You know, it's a real blessing, and you can't pass it up, honestly.
Absolutely. And Rich Rodriguez, who's been there second tenure now and been a big time legend at West Virginia, what he has done. And also the quarterback coach that you're going to be working with is Pat White. If people know who Pat White is, you already know. But if you don't, go to your YouTube and look at Pat White at West Virginia. He was amazing in itself. And I think he's going to be a big help to you, John. So I wish you the best on that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Joe,
When I was talking to Rich Rodriguez, he was telling me the same thing how good Pat White was. He called me Pat White 2.0. So I plan to go up there, you know, I plan to go up there and stand in his wing, you know, try to learn everything I could from him, you know, just to help the team.
wow. George Peppers, you're up.
John Johnson, first off, man, congratulations on winning a second consecutive state championship.
Thank you.
And has it sunk in? I asked our first guest. I'm going to ask you: has it sunk in yet for you what you guys have done this year?
Not yet, honestly. I'm truly blessed. You know, I'm just right now. I'm just giving back to the little kids, the community. I'm just working, getting ready for college.
And the fact that the last two state championship games, the cumulative score line 102-20. That is a level of dominance that I've not seen in a long, long time. You guys have really set the bar for everybody else to chase. And you're one of the very best teams in the United States. Not obviously the best team in the state of Louisiana, but you're one of the best teams in the U.S. I heard some of you guys were talking about we want to win the the national championship that's given out. Putting this team together the way this team has come through, two one possession games out of 15 this year. That is a dominance that is crazy good. I think y'all could beat a lot of those teams that are in front of you.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. We got the best. If we go player for player, position for position, I feel like we got the best defense in the state and the best offense. We have a great line, a great backfield, Garrison, great receiving core. We got the best secondary in a nation, in my opinion, for sure. So we have a lot of weapons on the team, and I agree we could be a lot of teams that's in front of us. Spring.
The other thing y'all have the best of is that walkout. That's the other thing y'all have is the best walkout in the state. I don't think there's any question on that. I saw a lot of St. Aug people going hype crazy when they saw you guys coming out. I was like, oh boy. And they suffered the same fate as Alexandria did. But how tough was it for you for your recruitment? You did sign with West Virginia, and look, I think you're in a great situation. I really do. You got a coach that's an offensive guru. You got a quarterbacks coach, VK mentioned. I was a fan of when he was in college, Pat White. Um, how tough was it for you to go to West Virginia? Because you've had a lot of schools looking at you.
Like I said earlier, to be recruited at Power 4 at this height is a real blessing. And I was being recruited by a couple other schools, but most of them wasn't at quarterback. Someone was at receiver, running back, return. But my true dream was to play quarterback in college and to get blessed. And at the last second to be off, I kept faith in God, and I can't pass it up.
My last question, JB, before I go back to JB, I want to extrapolate on something else that your coach in the post-game press conference after you guys won the state title, he mentioned about how it was a victory for the city of New Orleans. 34,500 people were there for the game against St. Augustine. And the fact that it's two majority black schools playing for a state title, it's a win for New Orleans. I want you to build on what your coach said in the press conference. Give me your thoughts, your perspective.
I agree. Being two black schools to come and bring, I say 40,000 people to a high school game is not normal. It's unbelievable. And I feel like we really put the city on the map. Being ranked number 6, some websites number 4 in the nation. So I say to be at a black public school playing against another black private school, it's a real dream come true. Honestly.
Definitely. My guy, John Hollywood Johnson. Look, you got to tell Coach Bryce Brown he got to come on our show. We've been trying for 3 years to get Coach Bryce on this show, man. And every time we get close to having Coach Bryce on the show, then he got something else to do. We need Coach Bryce on the show. We've had legends, and the only legend that we haven't had is Coach Bryce Brown. So I need your help with that one, brother.
I got you. I'm gonna try. He a busy man for sure. I'm gonna try. I got you.
Definitely. Hollywood John Johnson, my guy, man. Thank you so much. Congratulations on a fabulous high school football career, 2 state championships, and we wish you nothing but the best going to West Virginia.
I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hollywood John Johnson, everybody. One of the best to do it. And yeah, this thing would act up right when we finish. That's the good thing. It happened right when we finish. But man, it would happen right when we finish. But anyway, when it comes to John Johnson, Richard Anderson, those are two of the most humble kids you will ever meet. I mean, Richard, like you be around Richard. Me being my Richard the first time during the practice field tours, I can just tell he's really a big guy that's a kid still, likes to have fun and everything, very humble. But on that football field, Richard's something different. John, the same way, very humble. On the football field, John going for your throat. He wanna ruin you. He wanna beat you. He wanna stomp you into the football field to where you can't get up. That's the mentality they have. But off that football field, that's two of the best guys you can possibly have. They love being mentors to the kids that are coming up, and that's just not what you call it. Trying to think of the words. Their
Legacy.
parents, got to thank their parents. Got to thank Coach Bryce Brown and the coaching staff on the job they've done with them as well. But back to John Hollywood Johnson, y'all. This is one of the best quarterbacks we've seen. Only 2 quarterbacks that Edna Carr has ever gone back to back. The other one is Alden Clark, who's coaching at Bonneville right now. John Johnson the second in that regards. But when you speak of
Actually, Leonard Kelly.
it wasn't Alden Clark?
No.
You sure about that?
Alden Clark went to 2 state title games. He won 1.
He lost to Franklinton, wasn't it, VK or EJ?
He lost
That
to
was
Neville.
Tonka.
He lost to Neville and came back to beat Neville the next year.
Oh, that's right. They
Leonard
went back
Kelly,
to right.
Yeah, Leonard Kelly won the back-to-back. And then is Hollywood Johnson.
All right, Leonard Kelly, my fault,
Hey.
everybody.
Come on, damn. Look at this.
Oh.
D-boy, stop it. D-boy
Wow.
tripping, boy.
Gotta love D-boy, y'all. Gotta love
Yeah,
D-boy.
talking about mild entertainment.
Respects him, man.
Gotta love D-boy.
Yes, Lord.
Gotta love him. Gotta get Bryce on this show, man. It's a must, man.
That's our New Year's resolution, right,
I'm talking
JB?
to G Sports. I'm telling G Sports, hey, G Sports, man, help me out, man. Help me get Bryce on the show, please, man. Gotta get Bryce on the
That's
show.
that's our New Year's resolution, right?
Yes, man.
Yes.
You call G, I'll call Brock Hayes, I'll call a bunch of people that's close to Bryce.
Hold on, we ain't calling the whole cavalry now. We ain't
Right.
calling the whole cavalry now. Wait a minute, slow it down.
Covering bases, JB. He's covering bases. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
We're not trying to do that. The thing is,
You just named them.
I named them because look, we've been looking for this man for 3 years. And we're trying at least good word from a lot of people, because sometimes one person can help, but you have multiple people. Hey, bro, DK and them have been good. DK and JB been good.
Yeah, I know D-boy. D-boy, I know they had him on. FanView had him. We've been trying to get him. We just had some bad luck. But look, I'm sure John gonna say something. I'm sure his daddy gonna say something. That's the 2 right there.
Put that word in for us.
That's the 2 right there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't getting the whole cavalry like, man. No, we ain't doing that. But VK, your thoughts about Hollywood John Johnson?
I tell you, man, great character kid, man. Great kid. Yeah. Stepping in more than anything else. Like the way he plays ball, the blood is not too far. Not too far from the veins from his father. Not at all. And his character's amazing. His leadership's amazing. You know, and I commend him the way not just the way he throws the ball, the way he makes plays, the way he gets up for when he's been knocked down. And, you know, and even when times he get frustrated, he doesn't really lash out. He puts it behind him and he gets it, you know, because even he said it in the presser. He was like, Coach Brown, thank you for everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though when you curse me out, you know, I still go out and play, do what I have to do. That is really, really a person. Wow. I ain't got that kind of money, D-boy. Stop. I wish I was making millions of dollars. I'm hoping I can get that next year, but I don't know. I'm just speaking that existence, but I don't got that kind of money. But regardless, I think John, I commend him because, like his dad said, he was supposed to be the next parent, and he really has stepped in more than anything else. But I also commend Richard on his leadership, because as a freshman, when I talked with, I think it was Torres Howard, and I was like, who is this cat? And when he said his name, oh, he's just a freshman. What? My mouth dropped. And it's like, this guy here is the future. And at the same time, Aiden Hall was a freshman at the time too. So I am like, I'm like, I don't know what Carr finds them, but Carr loads up. But besides Rich, besides Hollywood, Aiden, Haywood Howard, all these great seniors, man. Commend this. This is probably one of their best ever classes. There have been some great errors at the car, and this is one of the best they ever had. But you look at the last 15, 20 years, this has been this generation's John Curtis and Evangel. That's how good this Edna car program is.
Peppers, your thoughts about Hollywood, John Johnson?
I mean, a lot of things BK said, I'm going to just repeat. Look, that's a humble cat, dude, but he's a killer on the field. And the legacy that they've established, 8 state championships. The last 2 years, I mentioned the cumulative scoreline, 102-20, right? That's a level of dominance that's basically almost unprecedented. How many teams at the highest level do that? You can't really make that argument, can you? Um, this car team, the last 2 years, you can say that they could be one of the greatest ever. The fact that you've had two games go one, Baton Rouge Catholic in the semi, and American Heritage in week 2 in the Dome. First of 2 trips to the Superdome, I might add. But John Johnson himself, I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to West Virginia. Rich Rodriguez is a guy that can tap into that resource and bring out the best in him. And Rich had a disastrous tenure at Ann Arbor, but it was a square peg in a round hole at Michigan. So let's not hold him to that. Maybe it was he went to a school that doesn't, the run and shoot doesn't exist, in the Big Ten. It really doesn't. It's more, I'm going to punch you in the mouth, and if you can get up and punch back, go get it. So with that said, all right, D-boy. First of all, go back and watch those games. I mean, the St. All game, I can't say much. Carr was just dominant. They were that good. Shaw, watch our show last week and see what we all said about that game.
Yo, D-boy, no, he messed with you, man.
He
been saying it would happen to Shaw.
He's Joseph, bro.
Okay. So I'm side Jeffin. He's Joseph, right?
Yeah,
I understand, but listen, where does John Johnson rank amongst the annals of great quarterbacks?
At the car?
Period.
Period.
Because when you look at the body of work over the last 2 years as a starter, when you look at the body of work, find me some of that. Look, you can mention the kids at Evangel, Brock Berlin, Josh Booty, Philip Dees. You can mention a lot of other great quarterbacks in that mix, the Mannings, but none of them won state titles in SC. Sensitive. Nah, Troy, I'm not sensitive at all. If you know me, I'm not. But I know, I get it. But I'm just saying, find me somebody with that resume, y'all. And
Randall
again,
Mackey is the only other one.
Right, well, definitely him. But I'm saying John compares extremely favorably. I mentioned him, mentioned Brock, mentioned all the Evangel quarterbacks because all of them had their own niche and ran the same offense, but they all did great things.
Ridge Turner,
West Monroe, South Plaquemine. Well, South Plaquemines. I mean, South Plaquemine because they merged after Katrina. Yes, okay. But John compares favorably. Looking at that resume, what they lose? Did they lose a game? No, they have not lost a game as under his tutelage. I can also mention another quarterback, and people are going to crap on.
Sophomore year.
In a sophomore year, but I'm saying the last 2 years. But I can mention another quarterback who was undefeated as a starter, and everybody's going to dog on him because of his tenure at LSU, Jordan Jefferson. He didn't lose a game at Strand as a starter. He did not lose a game. No, he did not. He was undefeated.
He only had one championship. What are you talking about?
2.
No, 1.
No, he was only a 1-year starter.
No, he wasn't.
He was a
3-year starter.
He was a 3-year starter.
I thought he was 3. Okay, I thought he was 2. All right, my bad.
Starter. He went undefeated his senior year.
That's right.
And won a title. Okay, but John's up there. But I'm excited to see what West Virginia, and West Virginia is what the heck? The ACC? No, wait, they're in the Big 12. In the Big 12. Yeah, they're in the Big 12 defense optional. So John's going to have a chance to do special things at West Virginia because there's not a team there except for Texas Tech that can play defense. Everybody else, some haggard stuff over there.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, man. We wish John the best, and I ain't gonna lie,
No doubt.
Man, it was great watching John play here in Louisiana. The hell was that? Like a bug just flew right. I don't even see a bug. Anyway, um, um, one of the best to do it. You know, it's hard to repeat as a state champion, and to do it back to back years. It says a lot right there, ladies and gentlemen. It says a lot, and I just credit him on the job he has done as a leader as well for the Edna Carr Cougars. And like Elston says, there's been a lot of great quarterbacks for the state. Yes, they have. There's been a lot. I mean, Peyton Manning is one, and he's never won a high school state championship. Eli Manning was another. He never won a high school state championship. There are a lot of great quarterbacks, but there's a certain number of quarterbacks who's won more than one state championship, and John Johnson is a part of that fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Even the great Jawan Johnson from LCA, he only won one. He only won one, and how great he was. So it's not easy, but there's a special fraternity in this state for quarterbacks who has won 2 titles or more. Yeah, so
Two titles and going undefeated. I think Leonard Kelly in his 2 years when he won it, I think might have lost one game out of the 2 years. 1 or 2 games out of the 2 years. Because I know they played like a tough non-district before they even got into district. And I think one of the years they lost to Catholic. So they always played a tough district schedule. And I think Carl might have lost maybe one game out those 2 years. But for him to go undefeated, but regardless of the fact, you got 2 of the best senior classes. Though that back-to-back title and that senior class that won that 4th straight state championship. Because you had a good bit of seniors that did 4 years at Carr and winning 4 rings.
4 rings.
Yep. That is just wow.
Definitely.
So regardless of the competition, that's amazing stuff. But we're having a great era right now that we're witnessing in Edna Carr.
Definitely. Now Elijah Haven has a chance to join that fraternity come next season. He has a chance to join that fraternity.
No doubt.
And if there's any other quarterbacks I'm missing that has won this season, won their first one that's coming back next season, y'all got a chance as well. Fellas, that's going to do it for this show. We're going to return in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to enjoy the holidays with our loved ones, but we're going to be back on January. Oh, no, we're not going to be back January 6th. We're not.
What you got to go do
that? We got a game that day.
What game we got?
That's Tuesday.
Yeah, we got a game that day, January 6th.
Oh, where are we going?
We're going to Hornville. Hornville girls versus Dutchtown girls. We are going to Hornville.
Interesting matchup.
Yeah, we got that one. So January 7th, that Wednesday, we'll be back. There we go. So 2 weeks in a day, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Enjoy Christmas with your loved ones, everybody. We hope y'all enjoy it. Have a great new year. VK, last words.
Oh, man. Great show tonight. Great year-end show right here, man. We had some great memories more than anything else. You know, it was a joy to be working with y'all this year and everything. And we had some great moments this year, from the top 28 to the Summer Olympics to whatever you want to call it. We had a great 2025. And what a way to end the year. So to be on this show, be on this platform. So we thank everybody. Continue to support us. Continue to like, tag, share, subscribe. We're going to be coming back a little more on another level 2026. So everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy yourselves and don't get in any kind of trouble. And happy birthday. Love
you. Peppers.
Okay. You talk about raising levels. We continue to do it every year. And if I'd have known this was it for 25.
We ain't got to talk about it. We just be about it,
Yeah, I know. It'd be like that, right? For sure.
Yeah.
But this another year in the books for the Hash It Out Show. Next year, we'll be back bigger and better than ever. We have big goals and big dreams in 2026. Resolutions will be made. One of them we just mentioned earlier. We're going to get Bryce Brown to join our show. We got to make that happen. Gotta happen. Gotta happen. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
That'd be
with a
something
boy.
else. We can have them back January 7th.
I wouldn't
That would be.
mind.
I
I
would
wouldn't
not
mind
mind
at
that at
all.
all.
If Bryce
But to
Brown,
the
if Bryce Brown would sit here and say, if he was
JB,
hit one of us up, hey, I'll come on tomorrow for Christmas Eve. God dog it, we're gonna have a show Christmas Eve
There you
just for
go.
Bryce Brown. I'm telling y'all, man.
John Johnson,
but
you know what you got to do, baby.
and
January
the
7th.
ball's in his court, right, VK?
Go ahead, Phil.
January
The ball
7th.
the ball's in his court. That said, it was a great year. We had a lot of great memories being with you guys in the dome for 3 days and being with you guys all year long. And VK, you call this work. I just call this a labor of love. I think the fact that we could extol our passions in what we do, yeah, it takes work. Obviously, it works. You know, it is work, but I don't want to define it as work. You know, I feel like, it's like three close friends hanging out, doing what we love to do. I think would be the accurate anecdote for this. And we look forward to doing it again next year in 2026. Basketball forthcoming. And I want to give a shout out to our boys at Under the Lights, man. They do a heck of a job too. And they were with us this year. And, we always commiserated back and forth. Those guys are awesome people. Looking forward to seeing, being around them again. Who knows? Maybe we'll congregate at some point before the Superdome. That would be really, really cool. Maybe at March Madness. Who knows? Um,
He won't. He won't get.
is
He
that
won't
pitch?
get the
Is that pitch?
basketball.
Is
He
that
won't
pit
get
stop
that.
happening? JB,
Crave
crave
cookies.
cupcakes or cookies.
Hey, Coach John says just
We
call him.
good. We
So,
good. But to
so
everybody out there, look, and the
okay.
one person of the three of us that works in the field of law, to everyone out there, wherever you do, whatever you have planned for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, stay safe. I don't want to see y'all anywhere near where my employ. I don't want to see none of y'all near my place of employment.
Oh
That
man,
means you guys have listened.
stay safe,
We
guys.
exactly.
Leave it at
Yeah.
that.
Come on. Let's not do that. And we got a lot of football between now and then, as far as playoff football, college football. Looking to see if the nightmare scenario final for VK might happen. Alabama and Miami. I don't know if it will. That would really be, it would drive you, wouldn't it, sir?
Man, I'm like this,
Hated rival versus Alabama.
bro. I'm like this. I am turning everything off. It'll be like the World Series last year. I was like, I'm stop watching baseball. I'm like, click. I ain't watching nothing. If that nightmare happens, I'm done with football this year.
Okay. How much, you know what? You want to
I'm
know how much
serious.
of it?
I didn't.
Okay, I hear you.
I practiced what I preached last year. I did not
I
watch a
did too.
World Series game last year.
I
I said
did
I'm
too.
done.
I
So
did
this
too
year,
for the
right?
I did too for the championship last year. Ohio State, Notre Dame did the same thing. Didn't watch nary a second of it. I was like, man, it's like watching vomit. No, I have no like for either of those schools. I'm sorry. I'm a Michigan fan. I stand to the maize and blue, and and Notre Dame. We all showed y'all true colors when y'all got left. Y'all felt like y'all got left out the playoff. Okay, so whatever. And to Tulane, look, I'm gonna give a shout out to Tulane. Congratulations on the season you guys have had. It didn't end the way you wanted it to. And to John Summerall, you left this program with class. I don't know if you guys saw, but he gave Tulane $100,000 to their NIL fund for them as a parting gift, as a thank you because Florida doesn't happen without Tulane. Florida doesn't happen without his 2 years at Tulane. And to John Summerall, wish you the best of luck at Florida. And JB, you can have it. Take us home, brother, for 25.
Definitely. Just know y'all gonna see Alabama in the semifinals.
We
Alabama
can bet that.
over Indiana. It's happening.
We can bet that.
Bet it.
We can bet that.
Bet it. Bet life.
I don't need
But
points. I do not need point spread. So just
nah.
saying.
Overall money line winner, right?
Right. Correct.
Oh man. All right. We back on January 7th, that Wednesday. Ladies and gentlemen, happy holidays to each and everybody here. Thank y'all for tuning in. 2-week break gonna be great. January 6th, we got it. Hornville versus Dutchtown Girls is what we have. We ask that y'all tune in. We're gonna promote it. What else do we have? Oh, January 19th. That's MLK Day. That is hold on, don't tell me BK. Yeah, we got John Curtis girls versus Zachary girls. And my man VK supposed to contact another coach for us to have a doubleheader that day.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna actually do that when I get off this thing for you. I will definitely do that. I appreciate you reminding me on that.
For sure.
I'm gonna hit the second game we're hoping to get is Hanville and Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart. Defending state runner-up. So Coach Courtney Ward, VK about to hit you up. But anyway, everybody, we got a lot of games we're gonna have for basketball. So I saw a game January 3rd. I'll talk to you about it later, VK. I'll talk to you about it later.
Yes, sir.
Trust me.
Yes,
Trust
sir.
me. Just know it's a defending state runner-up coming down to our area. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll talk this after the show. We'll talk.
Yeah, I'll let you know, definitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all back here on the Hash It Out Show, January 7th for VK Jones, for George Peppers. I am JB, the sports guy. See y'all in 2 weeks from today. What? What'd you say?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see y'all January 7th. Y'all take care.
Happy holidays.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860.
Hi, my name is Micah Higgins, head boys basketball coach at Bonneville High, and you're watching the Hash It Out Show. Go Bruins!
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.